Legendary Ukrainian heavyweight Vladimir Klitschko is one of the best heavyweights in boxing history. For 10 years, he was the leader of the heavyweight division. Vladimir is deservedly included in the top 10 best heavyweights of all time. The Ukrainian had a record of 25 successful champion fights, 64 victories, and 54 of them by knockout. The World of Boxing presents the top 10 career knockouts of Vladimir Klitschko. On April 26, 2014 in Germany, Vladimir Klitschko fought his 16th title defense, meeting WBO mandatory challenger, Australian of Samoan descent, Alex Lipe. The challenger was unable to withstand the Ukrainian champion in the ring. In the first round, Alex, having tried to close the distance and missing 3 jabs in a row, fell into a knockdown. Later in the fight, the Australian tried to act more carefully, but took almost all the blows thrown by Vladimir. In the 5th round, Lipe threw a sweeping swing. Klitschko easily dodged it, but stumbled a bit and moved back. After he recovered, Vladimir began to act more aggressively and sent Lipe into another knockdown. The Australian was able to rise, but after another combination, Klitschko knocked out the applicant in a one-sided battle. June 29, 2002, Atlantic City, USA. Klitschko held the 4th defense of the WBO title against the famous American boxer, ex-world champion Ray Mercer. In the very first round, Mercer, who had not lost a single fight before this, including against Lewis, Holyfield, and Holmes, was literally on the floor after facing a left hook from the champion. However, having managed to rise and withstand the assault by Klitschko
could have him. Nothing from Mercer, who looks an old man in there at the moment, or is being made to look like one anyway.
Mercer, in the 2nd round, due to his aggressive actions, managed to level the playing field. But by the 3rd round, Klitschko's shots again flew quickly to their target, and one could only wonder how Mercer was still standing.
Again, good shots. Shaken up again, Mercer.
The beating continued for the next 3 rounds until Mercer's face became very bruised, and he almost stopped resisting.
But there comes a point. Another huge...
In the 6th round, the referee took pity on Ray and stopped the match.
In the 6th round, all over.
Klitschko was thus able to become the first boxer to whom Mercer had ever lost a fight ahead of schedule. After the fight, Vladimir said that this American had the most powerful chin that he had ever seen in his life. In the summer of '96, Vladimir became the Olympic champion on the Ukrainian national team, and by November, held his first fight in the professional ring. Klitschko's rival in the debut match was the 27-year-old American Fabian Mesa, who could not be called an average opponent with 4 wins, 1 defeat, 1 draw. But he failed to show serious resistance to Vladimir, being knocked out in the 1st round after a right side by the Ukrainian. April 22, 2006, Mannheim, Germany. The 3rd battle took place between Chris Bird and the Klitschko brothers. In the first one, which took place in 2000, Chris had defeated Vitaly ahead of schedule. The Ukrainian was unable to continue the fight due to a hand injury. But 6 months later, Vladimir avenged his brother, defeating the American by unanimous decision and taking the champion's title from him. Klitschko approached this final meeting with Bird as a challenger and again completed it like a champion.
Shake hands, come out boxing, get the bell, good luck. 12 rounds.
Oi, da kommt die Rechte. Was für ein Ding. Kurz ab.
Only this time the fight ended ahead of schedule after the second knockdown of the American in the 7th round. The referee stopped the match.
Ja, aus und vorbei, vollkommen richtig. Beschwert sich da sogar noch und sagt, warum denn das? Aber er hat es angekündigt gehabt schon vor einer Runde. Ich beobachte dich, du hast viele Treffer.
July 10th, 1998, Munich, Germany. Vladimir Klitschko versus Naji Shahid. In the first round, Naji was already sent to the floor after a powerful blow from Vladimir. This was not part of Shahid's plan. 3 times the American tried to get to his feet, and 3 times he was knocked down.
Was für eine Sensation.
March 10th, 2007, Mannheim, Germany. Vladimir Klitschko versus Ray Austin. Some were worried about Klitschko in this fight. Austin was in no way inferior to Klitschko in height and build. A few months before the fight with Vladimir, Austin managed to win against Sultan Ibragimov, despite unsuccessfully starting the match and having been knocked down in the 4th round.
The tall Austin going straight back with his hand.
Commands, protect yourself at all times. All right, let's touch gloves. I expect a good, clean fight. Go.
Vladimir Klitschko.
Manny Stewart, Vladimir's coach, knew that Austin did not have a strong jab, but had a powerful right hand. He repeatedly warned Vladimir not to get too close to his opponent, as he could be knocked down with a backswing. Defending himself, Klitschko obediently carried out all of Stewart's instructions. But as soon as he saw his chance to attack, he immediately took advantage of it. In the 2nd minute of the round, Austin missed the shot and froze at the ropes with his hands down. Without hesitation, Vladimir stepped right up to the opponent, striking him in the head with a series of 3 strikes, knocking the American to the floor.
I don't think Ray Austin's going to beat the count. It's over. It's done on 2.
November 11th, 2006, New York, USA. Vladimir Klitschko versus Kelvin Brock. In 2006, Klitschko won the IBF title, defeating American Chris Bird for the 2nd time in his career. And after a half a year, he had to hold the first defense of the title in a duel with another American, promising undefeated boxer Kelvin Brock. Kelvin had some hopes for victory at the beginning of the fight, but in fact, it turned out that Brock was no better than the others. In the initial rounds, the applicant managed to conduct a more or less equal fight. Then, closer to the middle of the fight, Brock noticeably wilted, and having missed a sharp right cross into the chin in the 7th round, he ended up on the floor of the ring. Kelvin managed to get up, but he was visibly shaken, and the referee decided to stop the fight. September 11th, 2010, Frankfurt, Germany. Vladimir Klitschko versus Samuel Peter. Samuel Peter became another lucky guy who had to enter the ring 3 times with the Klitschko brothers, and each time the event ended worse than the previous fight. In 2005, there was a defeat by unanimous decision of the judges from Vladimir. In 2008, by technical knockout from Vitali, with Samuel refusing to go into the 9th round. And in 2010, the Nigerian lost by a clear knockout, collapsing to the floor in the 10th round after a protracted combination of punches, which ended in an uppercut. July 12, 2008, Hamburg, Germany. Vladimir Klitschko versus Tony Thompson. It seemed that the more a fight was discussed on the eve of a match, the lower Klitschko's odds became, according to the bookmakers. This led to less confidence in the outcome of the battle. This was a very comfortable situation for Thompson. If he lost, he would receive no criticism for fighting the champion. And if he won, he would go down in history. But the miracle did not happen. In the middle of the 11th round, Thompson tried to carry out one of his rare attacks, but ran into an oncoming right straight, after which he collapsed on the floor of the ring. Tony stood up with some difficulty, showing the referee that he was ready to continue. But Joe Cortez realized that if he permitted the fight to continue, it would only end with the American falling into another, perhaps more severe knockdown. He decided to stop the fight. March 20th, 2010, Dusseldorf, Germany. Vladimir Klitschko versus Eddie Chambers. Klitschko's victory turned out to be an exemplary one, a pure knockout, after which the defeated opponent was dazed and had no recollection of what had happened. Everything happened 12 seconds before the end of the fight, when an angry Vladimir caught up with the challenger, threw a hook into him with his left, and Chambers' unconscious body hung on the ropes. Thanks for watching. Press the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel as well. See you soon.